And welcome to YesNetwork.com. I am Gordon Damer, Fantasy Gamer, as we get you ready for Week 11 in fantasy football. Do not lose heart at this point of your season. If your team's struggling a little bit, there's always time to turn it around. Generally, in large leagues, things can turn around very quickly with just a simple win. And we're here to help you get that win this week. So let's go to some fantasy finds first up. Still value out there on the waiver wire, depending on the size of your league. First up, Ben Jarvis Green Ellis. He leads the league in names, but he also is now the starting running back for the New England Patriots, which is a pretty good position to be in. Now, he does have a tough matchup this week against Chris Jenkins and the Jets, but you take a look at his numbers a week ago, 105 yards and a score. He's a guy that's out there right now you can plug in and use him as a starting running back. Don't laugh, but Tyler Thigpen all of a sudden is starting to come into his own as quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs. 266 and 3 touchdowns a week ago, and all of a sudden looking very good and not turning the ball over. Thomas Jones, you know, the monster game last week against the Rams. 149 yards and 3 touchdowns. Noel Day Moore, now the starting running back with Fast Willie Parker on the sidelines, a couple of rushing touchdowns. And Ted Ginn, a receiver that's out there, all of a sudden starting to show some promise after being such a high draft pick 2 seasons ago, 67 yards and a touchdown for Miami. Now, as far as some fantasy flops, these are guys to stay away from as much as possible. Ryan Terrain, well, his reign as a fantasy find was all of about 3 quarters. He tore his ACL last week, so drop him if you got him. Mark Bolger, who could be a good quarterback behind that offensive line? Certainly not Bolger. He was benched last week. He'll probably be the starter for the rest of the season, but just 65 yards. I don't care what kind of scoring system you're using. That's not good. Marvin Harrison also struggling, dropped a couple of easy touchdowns. Dick Clark can go to bed early on New Year's Eve because Marvin Harrison dropped so many balls last Sunday. Darren Mcfadden didn't play, still being bothered by the toe injury. He is a guy that is still going to be a backup running back with the Oakland Raiders, which is not a good situation. And Dante Culpepper, took him all of about 2 or 3 days to learn the playbook for the Lions, but the result's the same. No touchdowns and an interception last week, so avoid Culpepper if you got him. If you do, you probably already have some problems. Well, that's going to do it for another edition of Gordon Damer, Fantasy Gamer, here on YesNetwork.com. Check us out all season long for exclusive content right here on YesNetwork.com. We'll see you next time.